Hey, Gene, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. What's up? How can I help?
I have my husband sitting here with me too, just to let you know. I didn't tell the people, but my twin sister recently moved in with me and my husband. She has 3 young children under the age of 7.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and me and my husband, we just had our first baby. She's 8 months old now.
Jeez.
And this is turned into probably a long-term living situation, which me and my sister, we get along really well. We're twins, so living together isn't difficult. And we've had a lot of long conversations with my husband, Jacob, and he's good with it and everything. And we check in regularly.
Jacob, are you good with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it. It's fine.
It's fine is not Texan for I'm good with it. Those are radically different concessions there, but go ahead.
I don't have any major issues. Just minor ones.
Just 3 other kids and a single mom living in your house, probably not keeping it clean like you want it, and probably ganging up on you like you didn't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean you said it.
All right, keep going, Gene.
Well, we actually just closed on a new house this morning. So we went ahead and purchased a little bit bigger house so that her son can have his own room. It's got we're on an acre now, so we've got room for all the children. And our goal is really to just do the best we can for the kids. And yeah, that's just our biggest goal. And I guess our question really was just how do we function as one household, but with multiple families, but ensure that we're making our growing family a priority, but like not excluding my sister or treating her like a 5th child,
The question you're asking is, how do I get very, very wealthy and never check my bank balance and run up millions of dollars in debt, but also have lots of assets that I own outright? Like, you're asking a bunch of questions that none of them work. So let me back all the way out. You have offered your sister a place to live. It did not just turn into a long-term arrangement. You made that choice, which means y'all chose more chaos. Y'all chose less money. Y'all chose a bigger mortgage y'all weren't planning on, right? Like, you made all these things have choices with them, right?
Yes.
And there's no way. How old's your sister?
We're twins, so we're both 30.
Okay, there's no way for a 30-year-old with 3 kids, 6 and under, to move into this situation and not have some little bit of embarrassment, some little bit of, this is not how I drew this up. Some little bit of, I need to work really hard to get us back on our feet and get us our own place.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you can't go around trying to solve that for her by making her an equal owner of the home, because she's not. She's a guest. Her family's a guest. Yeah. And good for you, man. Like, you're a better sibling than most, right? And
yeah, I've been told that a lot.
Husband Jacob, I don't know where they made you, man, but you're going to be in the express lane in the afterlife. You just get in, man. But here's the deal. My guess is, and you don't have to affirm this, you're calling because y'all have maybe twins, you maybe get along great, yada, yada. Y'all do life differently. And if you don't be very clear with boundaries around cleanliness, boundaries around washing clothes, boundaries around taking out trash and diapers, boundaries around dishes, if you're not super clear about that, you're being unfair to your sister, because what's going to happen is you're going to resent the fact that she ever came over. And that's not fair to her. And she's a grown-up 30-year-old. If she doesn't want to abide by your boundaries that you and your husband have co-created to create the world y'all want, then she can leave. But you can't have all of it. You can't have the home that y'all want to have and this nuclear family that y'all have really worked hard to be in this position and to be generous and to make her feel like it's all cool and to not give her any of, like, let her parent however she wants to parent, even though it's exactly opposite of how y'all, all that's not going to work together. And so similarly, as y'all have made choices, she's going to have some choices to make too.
Yeah, I think you're saying exactly what we know we need to do.
Am I close? Am I saying ballpark?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
We've been telling each other that we need to sit her down and talk to her about, hey, you need to help clean up after yourself and the children if you're going to be here.
Does she have a job?
Which that is the biggest thing. It's just, you live in this house. We're all choosing to be together. So you need to, be in this house 100% and share in the housework.
Does she pay rent?
She's going to in the new house.
Does she work? Does she have a job?
Yes.
Okay. Who keeps the kids?
So her and her ex have 50-50 custody. So they're here for a week and then there for a week.
Okay. The only path forward through this sort of chaos, relational, it's just going to be a mess. Up and down. He's not going to show up 1 week. You're going to have plans. And then all of a sudden she's going to want to do something. And heaven forbid when she starts dating and just expects you to keep 3 kids, or when she has to work late and just the assumption is you keep these kids, right? All that's got to be mapped out. Or what's going to happen for real is she's going to call you crying one day and say, I need my sister. Can we go get dinner? And Jacob's going to have some stuff going on, whether it's a work event, whether it's a dinner, whether it's just a golf game. And you're going to be like, well, you got to keep. Now suddenly he's caring for 4 kids. Y'all got to map all this stuff out. And the only way you can lovingly care for your sister is to say, here's who we are in this house. Here's what it's going to look like if you choose to stay. And I hope you choose to stay.
Yeah.
And the problem with the conversation you're going to have about cleanliness and cleaning up, and as the kids get older and they're dealing with the chaos of dad saying stuff about mom, and then everybody's trying not to talk bad about dad, like, as they navigate that, you're going to have a brand new kid, your own kid, watching these other kids go through some pretty hard grief, right? Some pretty hard life transition. And they're going to say things and do things. And y'all are going to have to be pretty open about these behaviors aren't okay in our house. Or this style of parenting is not okay in our house. And that's going to be really hard.
Yeah. How do you think the kids living in a house that have essentially three authority figures, like, is it more detrimental for them or just better because they have more consistent parenting?
The greatest gift you can give those kids is emotionally regulated adults. So if the 3 of you are all on the same page and you're all working together and everybody knows the rules and the regulations and yada, yada, then it could be magic. It could be an amazing thing. It's the way families all over planet Earth have lived for centuries. Brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles and all kind of weird people living together. But if she's not pulling her weight, she's just letting crap go. There's diapers everywhere. There's dishes everywhere. Her kids are crunching up Cheerios all over the place and stomping holes and things and bringing mud in the new house and all that. And she doesn't see it, doesn't even pick it up, and she's just watching TV. What's going to happen is you're going to begin to be enraged just as her car drives up the driveway, and those kids are going to absorb that rage and they're going to blame themselves. And the story that could be told is even our aunt didn't like us. It wasn't just our dad. Even our Uncle Jacob didn't want to be around us. And so if y'all choose to be emotionally regulated, mature adults who can work through like, hey, I'm all in. And if she says, and you can look at her and say, I know you think this is stupid. I know. And Jacob, you can say, I totally get that you don't like doing the dishes. It is a super important thing to me that after people are done with their dishes, that they will rinse them out and they put them in the dishwasher, period. It just is. And if she says, I'm not doing that, then she can opt out. But that's the great gift for the kids. What the kids can't do is have 3 adults who are all family members who are working together and see that and then see and feel each other can't stand to be in each other's presence.
Right.
And y'all are getting there.
And that is like the only issue that we really have been experiencing since she's been living with us the last 8 months.
Okay.
Is just like sharing the cleaning of the house.
Okay. I would, and you don't have to do it on the air, I would talk to Jacob off air privately about that because I bet there's more things. If not,
there's some things.
There are. I'm almost positive because here's why. That I don't want to talk about your sister like this. She's on the phone, but the kind of person who just runs 3 kids into a house and doesn't clean up after them also often has similar traits that are just the total picture is a complete disrespect for the hospitality that's being shown them.
Yeah.
And it almost never happens in a vacuum like just this one thing. It's usually multiple things. And if you're not honest about those things, this thing, I'm telling you, will end in ash. And if you are honest about them and everybody can come to an agreement, this could be an amazing gift to a whole generation of kids whose dad walked out on them. Could be amazing. But I think you and Jacob, here's how I would start this whole thing. I say this every show, just kind of beating the same drum. You and Jacob need to go out. And Jacob, my brother, you got to be honest all the way from your guts. You bought a new house you probably wouldn't have bought. You said yes to some things because twin sister, yada, yada, right? We're here. You have to be honest about what you need to make this house work. And you and your wife, y'all have a newborn. You probably haven't talked about how you've never been married to somebody with a kid before. You've never been married to somebody and then had a roommate. What's your sex life look like? What does your dating life look like? What does your finances look like? Let's talk about all those things. And you two get in lockstep. And then you invite your sister in and say, okay, here's what has to happen for this house to work. We just bought a new house. We are all in, but we can't keep having you disrespect our hospitality. You have to be a fully functioning member here. You're not just a teenager dropping off at mom's house. And by the way, even my kids have more responsibilities helping around the house than it sounds like your adult 30-year-old sister with 3 kids. And here's the rent, and here's your share of the bills, and. So yeah, I just think map it out. I think map it out. And if you need me to say it like directly, you have permission to draw boundaries in your home, and your 30-year-old sister, even though she's a twin, has permission to reject those and move out. She's a grown-up. That's her choice. I hope she does it. I hope everybody goes, okay. But when you make boundaries, you then have to have the or what question. What are you going to do if I don't clean up? What are you going to do if I just keep showing up late and you'll have to babysit my 3 kids? What are you going to do if I don't pay rent? You won't be able to live here anymore. You'll be choosing to leave. Is that hard? Yes. Y'all have entered into hard relationship territory. And I'll also say that's when things get really amazing if people do it right. And they love each other and they forgive each other and they say, I'm sorry. And they're clear with each other. Whew, y'all are in it.